This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.
Welcome to Disabled Persons Assembly's notable radio show. DPA is the voice of all disabled people, whether the disability be physical, sensory, learning, psychosocial or age-related. Over the next half hour, we'll discover how we can work collaboratively to achieve inclusion for all New Zealanders. DPA's notable radio show, A Whole New Attitude.
Kia ora and welcome to DPA Notable Radio. I'm your host, Amy Taylor, and today we are joined by Dunedin Bedding Bank's Janine Walker to discuss the intersection between disability and homelessness. Kia ora, Janine.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good, thanks.
That's good. So, you run the Dunedin Bedding Bank. Do you want to tell me what it is?
It's just like we give out bedding. It's really for anyone that's in need, anyone that needs bedding or anyone that's homeless can approach us and we'll just give whatever you need if we've got it available.
Oh, wonderful. I feel like you really fill a hole where this is concerned in Dunedin. Why did you start the Dunedin Bedding Bank?
I had a mate come out of domestic violence relationship and needed bedding, and I went to buy some in the second hand, and the prices were just ridiculous. Like I noticed there's that big gap, and I decided to just do this, see how it'll go, and it's taken off. It's got amazingly big very quickly. We're nearly coming up 3 years.
3 years, wow! Well done, Janine. So, what exactly do you do? How do you access the people? How do they come to you?
A lot of people refer us now. A lot of agencies get hold of us. People down on the street will get other people to get hold of us. Just a lot of people will just reach out and get hold of us, or people will get hold of me saying they've got someone that needs this and that. And
great, wonderful. So, Janine, we're here to talk about the intersection between disability and homelessness. International statistics suggest that up to 50% of people experiencing homelessness are disabled. Is that what you observe in Dunedin?
Yeah, I'd say that's definitely correct, yeah.
Why do you think so many disabled people become homeless?
Just the living cost is ridiculous. People on the benefit are just not getting enough money to start with. And then there's the housing issue. There's not enough housing for disabled people. There's just not enough out there.
Yep, that's what I experience in my day-to-day job with DPA, is that housing costs are such a huge part of people's benefit that it's really easy to miss one rent payment and then you're on a downhill spiral towards homelessness. And accessible housing is so limited in Dunedin. What are the extra challenges disabled people experience when they become homeless?
Lots of things, like even like trying to get on a bed. Like we give out e-mattresses, and that's not enough for people that are wheelchair bound or have bad hips or knees. It's just there's so much more difficult for them. Even if you're in a wheelchair, you can't get into a tent. There's just so many limitations that you just can't do if you're on the streets and you're disabled. There's some issues. Even in wintertime, if you've got severe arthritis, you're just going to be constantly in pain because you can't keep warm. It's just so much.
So there are big problems keeping warm and dry if you live on the streets.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of problems because all we can do is like give out tents, and you can't exactly put heaters and stuff in them because there's no power. So yeah, there's a lot of ours end up in people end up in hospital because there's just flu. So many flus they get, bronchitis. They just get so much because they can't get warm.
Yeah, and disabled people are generally more vulnerable to seasonal illness anyway, even if they're in good living conditions.
Well, exactly.
Surely the government organisations such as Work and Income and Housing New Zealand help people that are on the street?
You would think so, but once again it comes back to the housing, not being enough accessible housing for disabled people and cheaper housing.
Yeah, that is very challenging. Yeah, I mean, even for myself, I'm a wheelchair user and I live in a 2-storey house. It's not ideal.
I'm very lucky myself that I didn't end up on the streets because I've got an amazing landlord that took us in just because I'm not in a wheelchair, but I need a wheelchair house because of my hips and stuff. And I was so lucky to find the house we've got now.
It is really, really challenging to find single stories houses with ramp access if you need it. Certainly, and accessible bathrooms and accessible kitchens. There are so few in Dunedin. And another thing that I'd like to talk to you about is drug and alcohol addiction and antisocial behaviour. It seems to me that there are limitations if you have drug problems with actually accessing government services. Is that true?
That is very true. We deal with a lot of alcohol, drug, mental health people that just are not getting the right, cannot get help at all because of they just get looked upon because they've got a lot of issues and addictions. And to us, I will not judge anyone that's got those issues. We try and work with them on the issues if we can.
So is there very limited mental health support for some of these people?
Very limited. We've actually got an issue with a lady at the moment that is coming back to Dunedin, but she just can't get any help at all, and she's got a lot of mental health issues, and it's not fair. Like, she should be under agencies, but no one seems to be taking her on because she's just very hard to handle and deal with.
And does antisocial behaviour, like violence, come into that?
Oh yes,
sometimes?
it does. Definitely, it definitely does. Yes, I've been abused myself once. Like, I thought someone was going to hit me, but there's just not the help that they need out there. Well, there is, but they are not getting the right access to get the help.
Well, that does sound very, very challenging. So are you dealing with these people directly?
Yes, we are. Yep.
And so what does your day look like, Janine, on a day-to-day basis?
Chaotic. I cannot know what I'm doing when I wake up in the morning. I don't know if I'm going to wake up and doing the dishes, if I'm going to get a call out, what I'm doing. Like, every day from 2:30 I leave the house if I haven't left earlier, and I do a food run and pick up food from the bakery, and I probably get back home around 5 o'clock after that, but then I can still get called out in between. I've still got my own stuff I've got to do at home, but I put all these people first because they need the help and they're just not getting it.
So tell me about your food run.
I pick up food from a lovely bakehouse in Bond. They're very lovely, they came to us. We get all the leftovers every weekday, and we just go around giving it to those that are on the streets and those that we know that cannot access food banks or anything, or anyone that I know needs the food or is not going to eat. They get, it's not much, but they get pies and sandwiches, and whatever we can give to them, we will give.
That's amazing. Well, thank you to Bakehouse on Bond for that. So, Janine, I wanted to ask, are disabled people living on the streets able to access benefits like the supported living benefit?
It depends. If you have got a redress, you can use, yes, you can, but then you still do not get the total benefit because you're not actually in a house. And a lot of these people cannot access the benefit because they do not have an address to use.
And I expect that having mental health problems and addiction problems also limit people's ability to access the benefits.
It really does. I've been to ones quite a few times with people. I've been an agent for quite a few people just to help them be able to get at least some money so they can buy food or clothes or necessities, things that we take for granted that they cannot get.
Because I would imagine that to be able to access the benefits, you need to access to a phone and an internet connection and those things.
Yes, you do, because now, instead of sending out your mail, 90% of the stuff now gets sent to you by my MSD, which is on your phone or the internet, and you've got to be able to access it every day so you know if you've got to do stuff on your benefit.
Yeah, that's very enlightening. It's we take those things for granted, don't we?
We do. Even then being on the streets, you can't charge your phone if you're not have not got anyone's house you can go to, or cannot go to the library, or have not got anywhere to access to charge your phone.
Yeah, that is very, very limited. And I suppose running a cell phone is also very expensive as well.
It can be, yes.
So can you tell me about what principles the Bedding Bank uses to assess whether they help somebody?
We do not judge. Obviously, if you need help and we can help you, we will help you. There's just, so much different aspect to it, different needs, but if we can help you, we definitely will help you.
Thank you, Janine. That's wonderful to know. So if you're out there and you have challenges with accessing things to keep you warm, bedding, or if you are living on the street, please reach out to the Dunedin Bedding Bank. So, Janine, you have lived experience of disability, so you're in an ideal position to help disabled people experiencing homelessness. Would you like to tell us a bit about that?
Sure. I have got hip dysplasia. I can't remember the exact word, but I've got hip dysplasia. I've had 46 operations a while.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
That sounds very painful.
Right. Just about more than how old I am. But, I'm used to living in pain. I've got severe arthritis. Even at the moment, I'm suffering. I've got severe hernia issues. I've got a lot of mental health issues going on as well because, dealing with so much. But it still will not stop me helping these people. If they need help, we will if we can, like I said, if we can help them, we will definitely help them. I've got my own challenges, but it's not going to stop me. I don't want anyone else to suffer like I have throughout my life, so I'm trying to fill in that gap that needs filled if we can.
I think that is really, it's a story of many disabled people in our community, and Janine is a prime example, is that actually when you have lived experiences of the sort of challenges that other people are facing, it really gives you insight and motivation to help people. And like Janine is a fabulous community advocate, and going out every single day to do these food runs. I'm really, really proud of you. You do amazing work. So that's what you do. So what can we as the general public do to help?
Well, at the moment we're in desperate need until we can get more funding. We're in desperate need for tents, sleeping bags, any toiletry stuff, snack foods, because we do make up snack packs so they can have proteins and give them a bit of energy throughout the day because they're not getting enough sustainable meals and food and stuff. Hats, socks, gloves and jackets and ponchos with it. Obviously, we're going to be extremely cold.
Coming into the winter season, aren't we? Oh, lots of challenges there.
We are not looking forward to. Also, hot water bottles, because I will fill them up at night time or daytime if it's freezing and if I can get out because I'm up on the holes. If we're not snowed in, I will fill up the hot water bottles and take them around myself. So these people will try and keep them a bit warmer if we can. Backpacks, obviously, to put everything in. Air mattresses or even camp stretchers to keep them up on the grounds if we can, and drink bottles so we can fill them up with water and stuff and that they need.
So tell me a bit about those air mattresses. So you don't really want people sleeping directly on the ground.
No, we're trying to keep them off the ground, especially if winter coming out. Like some of them are just on like yoga mats and things like that at the moment, but we're trying so hard to get them off the ground because they're even getting sick now. So
yeah, it's a huge challenge, and even in autumn time, people are already getting sick, and we have the flu. I know that the flu vaccines are available now, but they charge for them,
yes,
don't they?
They do, they charge, and we've actually got someone at the moment that's got a chest infection, and it's not, they're not doing very well because of it also.
Oh, that is very challenging, being homeless with a chest infection. Are they able to access medical services?
I'm going to be talking to her later on today, and hopefully I think she can access this, the cheap doctors, the free doctors. I can't remember. Severance, I think it's called, yeah. Yeah, so I'll be ringing them later today if she needs it to see what we can do.
Wonderful, Janine. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the work you do in the community. We've still got a few more minutes, so I'm going to ask you some more questions about the bedding bank and the work that you do and how we can help. I know that some of these items on your list can be accessed new or second-hand. What do you prefer?
Honestly, as long as it's clean and tidy and has not got stains on it, we will take it.
Great. So that's good to know. So sometimes you can get some of these items at the op shops. Do you have any op shops that you recommend that help you?
Restore are fantastic. They keep some tents and sleeping bags and stuff aside for us because they just know our demand is extremely high at the moment and we just can't keep up.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to keep up with the demand. The other thing I'd like to ask you about, Janine, is the government's new policy on transitional housing. So the government has declared that they're going to wind down motels as transitional housing. How does that affect the Dunedin Bedding Bank?
We're going to be flat too. Like, we are not going to be able to keep up with the demand because there's just already so many people that need our help. And it's just, I think 200 or something people that are still in motels and stuff in Dunedin, and we're not going to be able to cope if they come on the streets.
Gosh, that is a really, really stressful proposition to have all those people living on the streets. Where do you think they will go?
I honestly don't know. Some will be in cars. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. There needs to be more help. Yeah,
so, we're calling on you, central government and local government, to make some changes because homelessness is a huge problem locally here in Dunedin.
It is, and the housing, they need to make more accessible housing for us, disabled people. A lot of these places now, two-storey houses, they're no good for us that can't do stairs in.
Yeah, and they are no good for the disabled community, unfortunately. We need to have accessible housing and things like accessible bathrooms. It's a very, very minimal number of accessible homes are actually built, and the demand for them is huge.
It is way high, and the waiting list is 10 years plus just to get a proper house, a disabled house.
Gosh, and the other thing that we at the Disabled Persons Assembly often come across is a huge divide between people who are able to access ACC and those that are not. Do you experience this with the people you work with?
Definitely, yes I do. Yeah.
So, yeah, ACC funding can be really a godsend for some of the people that are able to access it, but many disabled people are not able to access ACC funding, and that causes some real limitations.
And a lot of them are not even aware that they can access it. A lot of them, even though agencies in other places, like some of these people are not aware of what they can access and are able to get.
Oh, that's really, really challenging. So what do you think that the problems are that mean that people are not able to access this information?
I honestly do not know. There's a big gap. There's so many big gaps in the system. This is what I jumped in and did the bedding bank to try and relieve a little bit of some people if we can.
Well, you obviously are filling a gap. I mean, at the rate that we see tents running out of your door, I mean, really, there's a real need, and we'd really like to see the public stepping in and helping. And I think that maybe we'll run through a few of the costs of these items, which are a huge amount if you are living on the street, but maybe if you have a steady income, they don't seem that much. You would be surprised how cheaply you can acquire some of these items. So, Janine, how much can you get a tent for?
$20 at the Kmart.
$20 at Kmart. So if you're on an income that's less than an hour's wage, that you could help somebody at least have a roof over their head. So please consider that. Sleeping bags, I think we found them around $25.
Yes, they are.
And some of the toiletries, you can get shampoo, conditioner for as little as $5 a bottle. So It really, really adds up if you have to buy all these things. But if each person can put in a little bit of money to help the disabled community living on the streets, that would be very, very much appreciated. And Janine is out there absolutely every day working with these people. So if you can contact her and get some of these items to her, she can make sure that they are distributed to the people that need them.
Yes, and we'll be extremely grateful for anything that's donated. We're so grateful. Like I say to everyone else, I don't know if I said this to Amy before, if only one person would take someone else under the wing, there would not be a need for what we are doing. It's so easy to resolve. If one person can look after another person, we wouldn't be needed.
And that's what community is for, isn't it? I mean, like, the way we work as disabled people is actually trying to interact with members of our own community and uplift them. So it's wonderful to see that you're doing that work in the community. One last question for you today, Janine. I would like to know what your own personal costs are for this, because obviously this is a very, very costly enterprise for you to be going out there every single day.
It is extremely. It's probably costing me at least $200 a week on gas. I'm getting people are donating and helping me, but it's just the cost is a lot of cost just to try and help someone else that is in need.
So one of the things that we should add to your list is things like petrol and supermarket vouchers to help Janine help those that are in need. Is that right?
Yes, that would be good actually. It's not only me. Like I do have other team members that go around picking up stuff and come down to the Ober on a Sunday, and it is getting quite costly for a lot of us. Because I live on very minimal myself a week, and I've missed out on eating meals just so I can buy stuff to help those that are less fortunate.
And you never should have to do that. So to add to those lists of tents and sleeping bags, air mattresses, snack food, warm things like hats, socks and gloves. Or for those knitters out there, I know a lot of people like to knit or crochet. Please help us out with these things. Ponchos, backpacks, hot water bottles, and drink bottles. If you can get in touch with the Dunedin Bedding Bank. So how can they contact you, Janine?
My email is dunedinbeddingbank@gmail.com or 027 82 46 419, and my phone's on 24/7 because I never know when I'm going to get called out.
So we will have that information available for you on the ORFM website associated with this broadcast, and you'll be able to get in touch with Janine. Janine, do you have social media?
Yes, I do. I'm on Facebook myself, but I am looking at doing Instagram and YouTube, and we might try to get us out there a little bit more to make more people aware of the need.
Wonderful. Thank you, Janine. This has been Janine Walker, who runs the Dunedin Bedding Bank, a key charity in helping people who experience homelessness in Dunedin. If you would like to help Janine, we'll just give you her phone number again, Janine.
027 82 46 419.
And her email address?
DunedinBeddingBank@gmail.com.
And you can contact her through Facebook. Thank you so much. My name is Amy Taylor. This is DPA Notable Radio, and we've been talking to Janine Walker about the intersection between homelessness and disability today.
Disabled Persons Assembly is Aotearoa New Zealand's first pan-disability organisation, acting as the voice of all disabled people, whether the disability be physical, sensory, learning, psychosocial or age-related. You'll find our national website at www.dpa.org.nz. Disabled Persons Assembly, a whole new attitude.
This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On the Air.